know I steal all my pens at work.
Here.
Pencil's good.
Is he okay now? Is he ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm probably on TV right now.
We're good.
Good evening, everyone. The City of Peabody Zoning Board of Appeals meets this evening in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 40A, and other applicable laws. Tonight's hearing will be conducted in the following manner. The Secretary will read the legal notice or state that such notice has been waived. All applications will not be heard in the order they were received this evening. We are holding off number 1, which is the continuation until Barry Osborne gets here. He has to be here to hear that. So we are going to do 2, 3, and 4 first. The petitioner or petitioner's representative will present the subject application to the board. The chair may limit the length of all remarks. All parties in interest will be given an opportunity to speak either in favor or in opposition. The board may receive similar written communications to be placed on the public record. The petitioner will then be given the opportunity to refute such remarks. So now I will just talk to you in regular terms. When I call you, when it's number 2, 3, or 4, come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and then you tell us why you're here. Obviously, we have your application, but we want to hear in your own words why you want the variance. And remember, you're here for dimensional relief. You're not here to complain about your neighbors' leaves falling in the pool, their barking dog, their lights that are shining into your living room. You're here for dimensional relief. I'm also going to talk a little bit in a second about hardships. After you present, the board will ask you some questions, and either you or your contractor or your lawyer, whoever is up here, will answer. I will then say, is there anybody in the audience to speak in favor or then in opposition? So if there are people that are speaking in opposition, there aren't too many people here this evening, but say half of you are going to speak in opposition of something. It's advantageous if the first 3 people state their opposing views, and the next 3 people, if you don't have anything new to state, you could just say your name and address for the record and say, I'm also opposed. At that point, if the petitioner or the lawyer or whoever would like to come back to the podium and discuss what the opposition was, that's fine. But that's basically how it works. At that point, we might ask a few more questions, and then we take a vote. And I also say this every month. If everything were to be approved, we wouldn't be here. So we're a very, very fair board. I know you're not going to do research on other boards in other cities and towns, but let me tell you, there are some towns that if you even want an inch, they're not going to give it to you for a variance. We are very, very fair. However, if you're going to ask for the sun, the moon, and the stars, and you need, you know, you want 50 feet when you can only have 2, you know, we have to stick by the zoning rules. We have rules and regulations that we have to follow. We understand you own the property. We understand you want to better your living area, but within reason. So we then take a vote, and at that point, the decision is typed and filed the next day. Once the decision is filed with the city clerk, there's a 20-day appeal period, so you can't do anything for 20 days. And Miss Lisa is available always the next day for questions and answers, whatever you need. In compliance with the open meeting law, this hearing is also being recorded by our clerk, and when you are at the microphone, please speak directly into it. And a couple of other things. You can always come back up. You can always, if you've spoken and you go sit down and somebody says something and oh yeah, it jogs your memory, you can come back up. What we can't have, and it's basically, you know, for consideration of everybody, we can't have you shouting things from your seat. And I have to say, that's worked out pretty well lately. We used to have that happen quite a lot. It doesn't happen anymore. Well, I shouldn't say anymore. Let's hope it doesn't happen anymore. So, I'm not going to talk about hardship right now. I'm going to bring it up when it's necessary on some of these applications. So, without any further talking, because I could go on for a while longer, we are going to hear number 2, which is 17 Rainbow Circle.
Number 2 on tonight's agenda is the application of Sandra Brown for a variance from the provisions of zoning ordinance 2020 as amended, section 7.1.5, as it applies to the premise known as 17 Rainbow Circle in Peabody, Massachusetts. Petitioner seeks a variance for an accessory structure 28 by 15 feet and requires relief from setback from left side yard where 3 feet is proposed and 5 feet is required, and to the rear yard where 4 feet is proposed and 5 feet is required. The property is located in an R1A zoning district.
Hi, my name is Sandy Brown, 17 Rainbow Circle in Peabody. I'm here for a variance for a garage, 15 by 28, and we're looking for a provision for the zoning of 3 feet by 4 feet versus 5 versus 5.
So we need a little bit like why, when, where, how.
Okay. So the driveway, the way that the house is situated on the lot, it's actually over a little bit, and the driveway seems to be a little bit wider. In order for us to fall within the 5-foot guideline on the left-hand side, the garage would have to be situated a little bit toward the back of the house. And in order to structure the garage properly, where the outside structure would be for the garage, where the door would lift, it actually puts the door quite a bit to the back side of our back stairs and close enough to the back of the home. We have bigger vehicles, and unfortunately, we would not be able to really pull the vehicle straight into the garage door. It would actually have to go around the back stairs and then almost kitty corner to get into, and the way that the vehicles are and the way that the back stairs is situated, it would be quite awkward, and I don't even know if we could even pull in with the size vehicles we have.
So I have a question. So the first thing I'm going to say, and it's all okay, this plot plan that you gave us is a little lean. It's not, it's okay for right now, but it's not what we usually are used to. We need more information, like, I don't even know where your driveway is. This doesn't put a driveway anywhere. And you can't, you're just going to have to put the mic back and just tell us where the driveway is.
So the driveway actually is in front of where the proposed garage is. It's to the left side of the house.
Okay, so you're going to enter, from Rainbow Circle, the driveway is going to go to the left of your house.
Correct.
And what is there now?
Nothing. It's just driveway and the side stairs with a chimney.
So you do have a driveway now?
Yes, we do have a driveway. Yes.
But no garage?
No garage, no. And we wanted to keep the garage in continuity with the other homes within the neighborhood. The home is a special home to me. It was where my grandparents bought the house brand new. My parents owned it, and we now own it. And in keeping with the lines of what the other homes look like and the positioning of where garages are, it just looks like it would be within the same continuity of design. We don't want to restructure the home.
Questions by the
Hi. Is the garage going where the driveway is?
It's going to
So a grassy area, a driveway?
That is correct, sir.
So you'll actually turn.
It would be turned right
Right, okay.
Correct. We're hoping to just be able to pull into the, and be able to pull a car straight into the
Straight.
garage door.
So the driveway will be how wide there? The hot top driveway in front of the garage will be how wide?
No, the driveway is already there.
So the area is a grassy area next to the existing driveway. It's one you, that's why. And it doesn't show in your picture. I'm just trying to figure out where it's.
I could show you a picture on my phone. But the driveway goes from Rainbow Circle to the back part of where the backyard starts, which is at the stairs.
And your garage will be 8 feet from your house.
Correct, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So do you have to extend that driveway? Oh. Okay, so I really don't want to go over this and over, but I have just a question. So you don't have a garage there now, but you have you have a driveway to put the cars. I do, and no garage. Okay, yeah, I get it. In the audience to speak in favor. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Madam. Can you hear me? Just several questions, actually. First, we talk about continuity of the neighborhood. Any of your neighbors have a garage that?
There are several in that do have. Honestly, I don't know size-wise.
I was there today, not even close. That size is the content of neighborhoods. Several questions. This is a yard structure currently in the yard.
Oh, it's a covenant, just temporary. We all of our that it was in need of repair. So because we're garage in that, which we have, and we do have electric lawnmower and somewhere temporary place, and it will be down once it up for us to put the in there.
So, has been removed?
That's correct.
When was that removed?
Repair.
And through, saw a PM today.
Oh, because from to let people that was I needed the name count.
In the chair, in your application, you said you're going to have a large vehicle in this garage. Describe a large vehicle, please.
We have 2 pickup trucks, which are standard size, and I Dodge Durango. Could be any of those. Be trucks in there?
Actual vehicle.
No.
I noticed on your plans, we got 2 copies of revised on April 9, 2024. What was that?
To put in southeast, I think there was an arrow zone, and some of the office told us that needed to be reversed. I believe it was an arrow representing something.
And this is a one-car garage or two garage?
No, just a car garage, sir, just where the lawn, that's it.
What was with designing this out? You know, we're talking 3 feet. 5 feet, 3. So we're talking, about just moving the garage.
We had thought about that. The whole why we're asking for variance is just placement where it is in our driveway to pull into the garage. With a large vehicle, the way there is garage, you have to go in a little bit of the by maybe a foot or two, then the garage door starts. So because of the location where it is, we had planned out in the backyard with just string and some little markers, and it seemed as though it would be a bit of a hardship to pull in with one of the larger vehicles without feeling like you have to sway around the back stairs and then be careful with what's in the garage.
Are you certain neither one of those trucks are commercial plates?
I don't know 100%, but they're not used for anything commercial, so they're all in my name, but I don't believe that they are commercial plates.
And again, through the chair, in the end of your driveway, there's a white vinyl fence.
Correct.
It appears there's a section about 8 or 10 inches separate from the rest of the fence. What's that about?
So we put our fence up first, and the folks that live next door to us have an in-ground pool. And I think because of either laws or what that is, they have a separate fence that circles their yard. So our two fences are literally side by side.
And that little section of your fence that's next to the hockey net, is that your property line right there?
If I'm not mistaken, I would have to see, but around the perimeter of our yard is all our fence. But there is there is space between the two fences. Again, it's because our property did not include their pool and their window and all of that. We put that up after.
Questions we about this project?
Yes.
What
Yes,
was that?
our neighbor is actually in the project. The one that has the pool.
Is that structure behind? I don't know if it's a house or garage. House to those folks?
I don't think so.
Did you talk to the people on your property?
We don't really get people I do work a lot, so I didn't to. I think we did by the walls, though. We asked them if they actually want something with our shed, but I don't think.
Just through the chair, the garage is much for that. I look at all the garages, this property, they're single car. This garage is pretty close to the size of their house. I know they're only for the side and the rear, and
So I
that's
have a
really what
couple
we need to focus on.
I have thoughts. Fact is, because this, for this to go through. So, what I'm thinking is, that you should probably discuss this again at home, and back to us next month with maybe some changes, maybe a little smaller or, yeah. I wish I could tell you to go back to Douglas Chapman and have you do this plan, but I would never do that. It's already done. It's very, very, very scant. But it looks like if you don't, I'm only speaking genuinely, I think if you think about this and try to reconfigure, maybe scale it down, I'm that passed tonight. It's the choice is all yours. I'm just
But if 5 foot, the win? Okay.
Do you want to continue and think about it? Or do you want us to vote?
Not sure, because I would have to, nobody with me this evening, so I would have to, whatever you,
Through the chair for me, this is usually a 5-person member body that are here. So I think, say is until the full body's here to either pass this or rethink your application, you can,
Which would be next month.
those, that's all.
Just so, the 5th member is coming later. So, but we're out of order. I'm just suggesting.
I think you really go home and have some that's what I think. Well, that was interesting.
I was informed for a continuance to next month.
So the motion has been made to continue this till next month. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll see you next month. Thank you.
Keep the public hearing open, public comment open.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now on number 3, 8 Highland Terrace.
On tonight's agenda, item number 3 is an application of Maria and Joseph Veludo for a variance from the provisions of zoning ordinance 2020 as amended, section 7.2, as it applies to the premise known as 8 Highland Terrace in Peabody, Massachusetts. Petitioner seeks a variance to construct a 26-foot by 21-foot two-level garage and requires relief from rear setback where 35 feet is required and 24 feet 6 inches is proposed. The property is located in an R1A zoning district.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your time. Maria Veludo, 8 Highland Terrace. And I'm seeking to a variance for construct a garage at the end of the driveway. And we need a little bit more of land in the back. We don't have the 35. So we need a little bit more.
You want a 2-level garage,
Correct.
and the second level to be used as
It's a bedroom, an extra bedroom.
an extra bedroom.
Yes,
And in this extra bedroom, are we going to have a bathroom and,
yes. The reason of this idea, now it's, our bedrooms are upstairs, and we're getting old, and but I am. Thank you. And our daughter lives with us, and with 2 kids. And my husband is already retired, and I'm planning to retire soon, I hope. And we have a house overseas, and we're planning to go back and forth. So the last time we did that for a month, we got here, the tires in our car was all rust. So we had this idea to build a garage there. We have that area, and to build a garage there with an extra bedroom on top. And when we come back here for a little time, we have our space without interfere with their everyday lives. And we have the car in the garage, and that's it.
So this is is this an attached garage?
Yes,
It's attached. So you'll have the car, then you'll have the bedroom, you'll have a bathroom, it has to be heated. You'll have to have
Right.
heat and
Right.
electricity,
right,
no kitchen.
no kitchen.
Through the chair. Is it actually attached to the house? It looks like there's a deck in the middle and a staircase going up.
It is a deck. It is a deck in the back of the...
But is it actually attached to the roof structure of the house?
Yes, it is attached.
You mean it's going to be attached?
The new one, it's going to be attached to the one that is already there, attached to the house. It's going to be a continued with the one already there.
But where it says deck on your plan, it's actually going to be an enclosed room, so you're going from one part of the house up a staircase to the bedroom? It looks like you almost have to go outside to go up to the...
No, the stairs going to be inside of the garage.
So the existing deck is going to be enclosed, so it's part of this, yes?
The deck is, oh, the deck, oh, no, the deck is, it's going to be part of the garage. That deck, that little deck, it's going to disappear.
Oh, okay.
The little deck is going to disappear. I'm sorry, I was thinking the other room.
Through the chair, any conversations with your neighbors about this proposed project?
Yes.
And
Matter of fact, we have our next door neighbors.
they're here today?
Yes,
Perfect.
Tom and Jane. Okay.
Anybody to speak in favor? Anybody to speak in favor? Name and address for the record, sir.
Tom and Jane Watson, 4 Highland Terrace. And we are in favor. We're the next door neighbors.
They're going to take you to Europe with them?
No.
We're going to watch the house.
Anybody else to speak in favor? In opposition? Any other questions or comments from us?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Through the chair, this is a night of very strange plans, and we don't even have the neighborhood layouts today, so I feel a little bit like I'm flying blind. I just want to state that although it was unclear to me until now that this was also a housing addition, which would have made it easier to review this in comparison to the last applicant that just continued her hearing. This is in the very middle of the yard, and it is going to be attached to the house as additional dwelling. So just because there was a lot of conversation before, I can differentiate between the two. But I would just like to for an appeal and an application for a variance, that try to be as clear as possible, because I was really confused by this one as well. And
And the reason, for the reason, if I may speak for you, for the garage, plot plan, it says addition. In reality, it's really an addition. Yeah.
I'm looking at it as an addition, is what I'm looking at, so.
Can I have, yeah?
In addition to that comment, the statement is, the structure be built, the purpose of the variance request is to build a garage with a finished room over the garage. There's nothing about bedroom, there's nothing about bathroom, and all that stuff.
I'm going to read something. The purpose of the variance request is to build a garage with a finished room over the garage. The structure would be built off the existing deck on the side of the house at the end of the driveway. The hardship answer is the property is a 1.5-story stucco dwelling on a lot size of 8.326 square feet. After consideration, it was determined that the proposed structure of the garage with a finished room above the garage would be located at the end of the existing driveway. Okay, I would just like to address this to you and to everyone else that's listening and to anybody that's sitting. I hope you heard that. So, look, this is accepted as written. However, I'm sorry to tell you, what you wrote is not a hardship. When you're coming for a variance, and I know you're going to say, well, I own the property, you know, why is it so strict? Well, I don't write the rules. A hardship is the topography of your land is such that, you know, some people have big boulders on their land, or it's you know, it's just curvy, and you can't build on this side of the house, so you're going to build on this side, and you don't have as much room, so you need a variance. Or your sewerage system runs through this side of the house, so you can't build on this side of the house. You have to build on this side, and you don't have as much room, so you need a variance. Or you have a brook that runs through part of your land, or the shape of your lot is such that when it comes in, you don't have the square footage that you need, so you need a variance. Those are hardships. What you wrote here, I'm sorry to tell you, it isn't a hardship. The purpose of an addition, what we know the purpose is a garage and a nice bedroom on top. And I don't mean to, and believe me, I'm not saying this to pick on you, but you're a really good example right now. So please be mindful, because the board can deny an application just on the fact that you don't have a hardship. And we don't like to do that, because we understand, we're all homeowners, we understand that you want a garage, you know, or you want an addition, but we're bound by rules and regulations that say in order to get a variance, you need a hardship. So I just want to get that out there. We haven't spoken much on hardships, and you know, I'm not going to say it again, but I guess I might, that what you wrote here, it isn't a hardship.
She also put another attachment in a hardship letter, not that that says anything that much different. I just want to make sure, I believe you're reading from the application, but there's an additional attachment that she put in as a letter that was hardship, too, that's in your packages. I don't know where it is in yours, but it was in all the packages.
Was this submitted?
Online and OpenGov as an attachment, just an additional one, but it pretty much says what she just said, so I just didn't want to.
So what shall we do, members?
Approve. We didn't, no, I'm sorry, close the public.
Second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call vote.
Yes.
I just need another minute. I know this has never happened to me. Okay, so let me just explain. No matter what I vote, yes or no, you're denied the variance. I'm more trying to think of what,
Can you still pull it back? I don't know.
well, I haven't voted yet. What do you think?
So,
Oh, I'm going to vote. I meant yes. I vote yes.
okay. Then we should vote to reconsider.
Second.
No, nobody
Oh,
said it.
motion to reconsider.
Second.
Now before.
So, yeah. So this would be the time possibly to pull this back so that you can just clean up the paperwork a little bit and come back? Is that? Instead of getting a no vote.
I need
don't-
explanation of this.
Just check the button.
Okay.
Trish, you want to explain it to her? She needs an explanation.
What's that?
She needs an explanation of why she has to continue.
I think it's too much in the report.
It's actually a mother-in-law apartment,
It's a, yeah,
because they're going to turn the house over to their kids and then,
right.
but if she wrote that way, maybe it would fly.
Right, so if we deny you tonight, you can't come back for 2 years. So if you come back next month, she wants direction on what she needs to fix.
Projects. I don't think there's enough information for us.
So just on that question?
I had a
or
nervous
are we-
breakdown when I asked for questions.
So some of
When I
the,
asked to help me in the application. And one doesn't know anything, the other one didn't know. And I was kind of, what the heck?
Just stay right there, wait.
just
I
answer
was
that,
only
or
asking-
I'll
Wait,
just,
let him
that's,
speak.
I'm going to give you
Let him
one more
speak.
chance. I just want to try to give you
Just
your
speak.
answer.
Don't
if
speak,
you
let
could.
him speak.
So we can't, the city cannot give you any legal advice. That's why a lot of people bring attorneys to these. So they would review your plans, and they would review your requests, and they would review your hardship. They can advise you on that. All we can do is act on the information that's provided to us. We can't really advise you. We can make suggestions as to why we would reject it. I think that you've heard from members of the board what that would be, but to answer your question as to why some of your questions can't be answered. We're not allowed by law to give you legal advice. So when you're appealing a decision from the building department, you're asking for a legal determination, and we can't advise you on those reasons. That's why some people do hire attorneys. Just so I can give you that answer. And so people can know that.
How about this? How about you take a breath? We haven't voted to continue. What about, did we vote to reconsider?
We did.
Okay, so how about this? Why don't you sit with your family? I wish I could give you a drink of water, but I don't have any more. And then when Mr. Osborne, who is severely late, when he comes, then you'll have 5 people. So then if Mr. Gilbert still votes no, but everybody else votes yes, it'll pass. I can't say that's going to happen, okay? Because, you know, I don't know what Mr. Osborne is going to say, but it gives you another chance to explain yourself with another member. Or you can continue till next month. It's up to you.
I'm going to wait.
You're going to wait? Okay, fine.
Motion to continue.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Can I have a second?
Second.
So it's just going to continue for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Number 4, 137 Lake.
Number 4 on tonight's agenda is an application from Roberto Cordero and Patricia Bucciero for a variance from the provisions of the zoning ordinance 2020 as amended, section 7.2, as it applies to the premise known as 137 Lake Street in Peabody, Massachusetts. Petitioner seeks a variance for installing decks and paving and requires relief from setbacks for the right side yard where 9 feet is proposed and 20 feet is required, and the front yard where 15 feet is proposed and 25 feet is required. The property is located in an R1 zoning district.
Thank you, members of the board. My name is John Kelty. I'm an attorney. I appear on behalf of Robert Cordero and Patricia Buccieri. We are seeking relief in 2 spots. This matter was before you exactly a year ago. You voted to allow this construction and property to be redeveloped on May 17th, 2023. We're now back because the deck in the front, which shows as requiring relief from the front setback, that was originally shown on a plan as a 4x6 landing, 24 square feet, and therefore did not need any relief in as much as it would not violate the front yard. However, since construction has begun, there's an eye toward the future and looking at the possibility of perhaps needing a ramp at some future date. They made it bigger, and as such, it no longer is 24 square feet, and the construction requires requires a relief under the zoning ordinance as we've advertised. The rear yard of 9, we have added a deck to the rear of the premises, and that deck will need relief of 9 feet. We've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with our neighbors. Our neighbors are eager to see the project end rather than having been opposed to any of the relief we're seeking tonight. We point to the configuration shape of the lot. It's unlike most lots which are rectangular or square. This is almost a perfect triangle, and as such, adding this deck to the right-hand side of the dwelling will trigger the requirement for 9-foot side yard. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Patricia is with me this evening, and we're happy to answer questions you may have.
I just This is the house that just got torn down,
Yep.
but you're keeping the old garage thing.
That's correct.
And if I'm not mistaken, where are the neighbors? Other than, the cemetery is right there, right?
Yes. Cemetery's across the street.
Oh, I was looking.
Oh, no, we're on the same side. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
on the same side.
They're our neighbor, yeah.
So are those the neighbors you were talking about?
Very quiet.
Sorry.
Attorney Kelt, you said the homeowners are here.
Yes,
Could I address them,
sure.
please?
Patricia?
Hello.
Hello. Beautiful job on the property.
Thank
Long
you.
overdue.
Yes,
Very
thank
nice.
you. I heard that from
Very
a lot
nice.
of people.
Thank you.
I'm going to
Wow.
be moving in there with my son. We got the FALA apartment in it as well. Yep,
So we're good? That's good?
yep, that's it.
Any other questions by the board? I was going to say the same thing. It was an eyesore for years and years. Anybody in the audience to speak in favor? In opposition? Hearing none, the matter is, okay.
Michael Higgins, 7 Catherine Drive. I'm also the Ward 6 counselor. I've been contacted by residents regarding this property and this project. And overall, this will beautify the area for sure. And but the concern is that this parcel of land was purchased knowing what the shape was, and that this structure has been built and decking has already been started. And this it gives the appearance of requesting a sympathetic variance. I believe the variance should have been requested first before the building started. So some of the residents are concerned about that. Now, they don't have insight to how the abutters, the direct abutters feel. Like there's, I think, only one on the one side. But some of these folks that are contacting me are from across the street, and that was their main concern. I think they wanted to send a message that, this seems to happen often enough.
No,
where
it doesn't.
They just don't like the fact that things have already been built.
Okay, thank you.
But
Thank you for that
overall,
report.
it will beautify the area. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve.
Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yes, your variance has been approved.
Thank you very much.
We're going to have a 5-minute recess because I have no idea where Mr. Osborne is at 10 minutes of 8. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I don't know what else to do. 10 minutes out. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes out. What's he doing? I'm ready to say hurry. It has just been brought to our attention that number 3, she has to come up to the podium, though, and ask for it specifically, right? Just to-
We moved to continue. I actually thought that meant to the next meeting. I didn't know.
No, we continued until Barry came here.
Oh, okay, well, we can reopen it and,
What is it, Valuto?
yeah.
Ms. Valuto, could you come up to the podium, please?
We're going to reopen item number 3 on tonight's agenda briefly.
So is it my understanding you would like to continue this till next month?
Yes.
You need to state that. You need to speak it.
Oh, okay. So let's continue next month.
And the date of the next month is, let's see, June 17th? Okay, so you would like to continue until June 17th?
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes.
May I have a motion to accept the continuance?
So moved.
Second?
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll see you next month.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. That's the 17th.
Okay, so that's continued, this is approved, and where is Barry? Okay. Okay, we are going to move on to other business and get some of this tidied up. May I have a motion to accept the March meeting minutes?
Second. So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That's really about it. We don't have any other matters. Our next meeting is June 17th, and we are going to wait.
I thought there were public hearings tonight, no?
Shutting this out.
Yeah. No, we're just waiting now for the continued 28 Washington Street.
Ah,
We're all set to start again? Okay, we are now going to do number 1. You don't have to read it. All set? The continued application for 28 Washington Street. I believe that is Attorney Kelty.
Thank you, members of the Board of Appeals. This 28 Washington Street variance has been continued now for several months. In the meantime, we reached out to our neighbors, the Sutton Home for Aged Women, and attempted to meet with them. And we were semi-successful to the extent that we were able to be down there with Mr. Mello, myself, and George Clintus. And there were not, however, enough members of the board and the officers of the entity present to make any decisions. And as such, we continued it for a couple of months and now appear before you this evening. I am aware that the Sutton Home for Women has, they've indicated in a letter to you dated May 13th that they are opposed to our development, and that they would be here this evening, and hopefully while they are here they will relate to us what our issues are that make it difficult for them to accept what we're doing, what we're proposing this evening. I'd like to point out that the variance that, as advertised, asks for relief 5 areas. 2 of those areas are new in the sense that although we're proposing 3 living quarters over the existing garage, the garage will be located in the same corner of the property, and as such, it's that existing garage and then any renovation to it that triggers our side yard variance and our rear yard variance. But those are existing conditions in as much as our existing garage does tuck into that corner. We will propose to the board that we are happy to add a decorative fence that would be proposed to run along the rear lot line between our property and that of the Sutton Home. I went onto the website for the Sutton Home, and I noted that they have 10 bedrooms, I believe, that they rent out or offer to the public. They have 4 bathrooms. I don't understand what our effort to build housing in an era when we read over and over and over that we have a lack of housing, we have a lack of affordable housing. If we are granted the relief we seek this evening, then we're going to offer our 3 new units to the Peabody Housing Authority, and they will, in all likelihood, be given, people that are seeking housing will be given certificates. We'll have several new families. We are proposing 2 new variants. We are short of the area to develop in the fact we're developing. We're short of the in the R4 zoning district, so we need relief from the area requirement. And then secondly, we've asked relief from a parking requirement that would allow us to develop 12 spaces, 14 spaces where 18 are required. So we are short with respect to area. We are short with respect to parking. We have existing tenants already that do not have cars. We expect that moving forward, we will see that that there will be some that will not have cars. We don't anticipate any shortage of parking in order to the units are proposed. They more than adequately apply existing building. The garage, the house itself, George owns, that is 28 Washington, is in a low historic district. It is on the historic register. This matter was before the historic on the last Thursday evening. I don't know if they sent any correspondence to the board, but we were not provided actual notice of the fact that this subject would be there that evening. I was aware the afternoon of it, but I already had planning board. We are proposing to add pavement. As you see on our plan, that is in kind of a dotted area. That'll be new pavement in order to make the 14 spaces that we're proposing completely compliant with the parking requirements as to size and the amount of pavement. We show across an area that will be pavement will be removed, so that we'll be increasing over on that right-hand side of the property, will be increasing green space. Our fence, we believe, would be a welcome addition. I note that the Sutton Home on their website offers 3/4 of an acre of green space for people to enjoy the backyard of the facility. The garage that is on our existing, I'm sorry, the barn, it's called a bank barn, the assessor's records. Their properties seem to have been built around 1860 or 1870. We know that our barn was built after 1900, our garage. As such, it does not reflect the same kind of history nor architecture that the existing house at 28, that appears to have been built, although the assessors say 1800. George has found evidence that it was built around 1850, 1860. So certainly it is historic. Its design is substantially more ordinary, reflective of the times, but not nearly as elegant, ornate as the barn that is at the Sutton House, nor is our property as finely tuned, if you will, or elegant as the Sutton home. We are in intent, we're granted the variance that our new barn and units would mirror the existing building at 28 Washington. That would be the architectural image that we hope to repeat, would be that simplistic and very kind of stark appearance from Washington Street. I do not believe that we fly in the face or would impede our neighbors in any fashion in their mission of offering meals and a comfortable place to live for the women that contract. Our other neighbor is a church with whom I've met with the pastor. Very interested in perhaps looking at the if we were able to obtain the variance in the this evening. They have commissioners that are very interested in the house we would offer. This proposal did go before site plan review and planning board. Our drainage team and our treatment of has all been set forth in sheet 4, and that you have passed with respect to that was conducted by the engineering department for plan review. We were given approval as to proceed the management system system that we intend to install. So would board understand that Dennis is a contract and other developer who has quite a few units for his Aurora Crawford Authority. We worked closely with housing, George closely with the Housing Authority for a number of years, and we're happy to be able to suggest to the board that we're to increase only the housing here, but it would be also hope that we would increase the number of units that are affordable through the Housing Authority. I'm happy to answer questions that you have this evening, and that's it. Thank you.
So, one, describe hardship. Garage is here, and owner would like to purchase the structure, converting 3 bedrooms. Not a hardship. Number 2, you are asking for minimum buildable lot. That relief you're asking for is 25,705 square foot difference. You're required for 39,750. You're proposing 1445. The rear yard required 35. You're proposing 5. That's a 30-foot difference. You know, the side yard, it's 11 feet. All in all, you're asking for quite a bit of relief, quite a bit. As far as affordable housing, you mentioned that quite a bit. There are only 3 units here. I don't think that you can accurately presume that they're going to be affordable. Just my opinion. I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's a requirement if there was 16 units or 40 units, so many have to be affordable. I mean, these are only 3. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Can I just say something through the chair? The one thing of note in the file that I do put a lot of stock in is the fear of the Historic Commission and the precedent that it would send. There are very limited historical.
They're here tonight.
Yeah, okay, good. So I'd like to hear them speak. So.
Okay. We do have 2 letters here in opposition. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to say they are in opposition. One is from Alan Svensson, the president of the Sutton home, and another in opposition is Jeff Budd, the chairman of the Peabody Historical Society. Historical Commission, sorry. I just want to make sure. Okay, so I would like to hear from the public. Anybody in favor? Anybody in opposition? Come up to the podium, name and address for the record, and you may have your time.
My name is Alan Svensson. I live at 2 Vincent Circle, Rowley, Mass. I am president of the Sutton Residence for Women, located at 7 Sewell Street, Peabody. I am here representing the Board of Directors and the Board of Trustees of the Sutton Residence, as we are a direct abutter, as you are well aware. The Board of Trustees has met many times over the past month and have made the decision that we oppose the project at 28 Washington Street that is being presented tonight. We did meet with the owner of 28 Washington Street and Attorney Kelty but after deliberation, we did not see any room for compromise on this project. We feel the project fails to meet the standards that both the Sutton residents and the city consider acceptable. The Sutton Residence for Women, formerly known as the Sutton Home for Aged Women, was incorporated in 1899. In 2010, the Board of Trustees began a program to reinvigorate the property and programs of the Sutton Home. Since then, the Board of Trustees has been active in maintaining its building and grounds so that it might set a standard for the city, would be proud of, and be a good neighbor for the surrounding property owners. The proposed project at 28 Washington Street fails to meet that standard and will distract from the Sutton Board of Trustees and the City of Peabody's objective of property excellence. We believe that the zoning ordinances that have been established by the City of Peabody are there for a reason, and variances should only be granted in extreme cases. For this project, 4 sections of the approved zoning ordinance of 2020 need to be violated. It includes 6 specific deviations. Our view that is under effective zoning planning, only variances that address owner hardship should be granted. Sutton Board of Trustees are concerned about several areas that could have a negative impact on the condition and use of our property, some of which include but are not limited to property cluster trash disposal, the ratio of inhabited land to vacant land creates a view of congested property, the water damage impact of asphalt coverage of the property, lack of landscaping. The Board of Trustees also feels that the Zoning Board should be concerned about the impact of this project would have on the historical significance of the area. A project of this size will have a large impact for the area, creating a densely populated plot, and will set a standard for other property owners to pursue rezoning for themselves. Indeed, when asked if it was planning to do so on the same type of construction on the adjacent property at 32 Washington Street, the owner responded that he probably would do so. The City of Peabody has instituted specific regulations for zoning to regulate the use of land and to give landowners an expectation of the type of neighborhood in which they live or work. The Sutton Home is located in a old neighborhood with densely packed single and multifamily housing. The housing and property uses have been grandfathered and further protected by the area being designated as a historic district. The zoning ordinances were put in place to protect the use and character of the property, and for safety and health reasons, the density should not be increased so as to create a burden on the surrounding property and neighbors. There is no hardship for the property at 28 Washington Street, and we respectfully request that you deny the variances. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? And if you are here in opposition, but you just would like to say your name and say I'm in opposition, that's fine also.
Yes. Beverly Ann Griffin Dunn, 10 Colfax Street, speaking as a member of the Sutton Board of Trustees and the Board of Directors, and I, too, am in opposition to the variance.
Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Roland Sherwick. I'm a past president of the Sutton Residence and currently a trustee and a member of the Board of Directors. I support the position to deny the multiple variances. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Cheryl Millard, 148 Shore Drive in Peabody. I am a member of the Board of Directors of the Sutton Home and also on the Board of Management of the Sutton Home. And just a couple of things that Mr. Kelty had stated. We are a nonprofit organization and have been from the 1800s, the 1890s, and we go back even further than 100 years in our mission to help women. And it's a carriage house. It's not a barn, and it's a historical carriage house built in the 1870s. And we just feel that it's a burden to the property behind us, which will affect our property. Thank you.
Thank you.
Edward Charis, 7 Columbus Road, Peabody. I'm also on the board of directors. I oppose this project simply for the merits that you have induced earlier, such as one, there is no hardship. This is for profit, purely for profit, and by those definition, it should be denied, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any comments from the board?
Push the button. Thank you very much. First of all, I certainly agree with the chairman. The relief you're looking for is just too great. You know, I don't think that's what the zoning board of appeals was really built to do, is to allow double, triple, sometimes 4 times the relief that's required by the zoning ordinance. We are very conscious of affordable housing by the fact that, you know, you want me to start naming all the 40Bs that have been, I think there's 8, even though they're not built yet. You know, we understand the need for affordable housing. We also understand the need to be able to establish the community we want to establish the community. That seems to get lost in all the legal mumble jumble that goes on when 40B comes up or when affordable housing comes up, is what about the city's ability to manage the city the way they want to manage the city? This is a historical district, and it should remain that way. To allow housing to the extent that we're asking, more than double the requirement, it just would be a detriment to what we're trying to achieve down there. For years and years and years, for as long as we all can remember, we wanted to make improvements to the downtown area, right? And we're actually doing that. There's some good stuff going on down there. Finally, I will say, finally. The Bell Tavern, the restaurants, and this is the type of thing that the city should be doing in this area. Yeah, you know, we could say, oh, but you need that affordable housing. Yeah, we need the ability to make our city attractive also. And by jamming it full of housing is not going to make it attractive. It's very attractive now. There's nice businesses down there. There's residential. There's plenty of residential. You don't have to look too far before you see all the 2-family, 3-family, single-family homes that are down there. So to me, it's like trying to get a project into an area where we really want to do better things. And as a member of the zoning board, I just think your relief, you're asking for too much. It's going to take too much to give this project. Every project that comes before our board is a good project. No one says this project's not a good project, but it fit in where we want it. In my opinion, it just doesn't. There's too much to put into that area that's in existence right now. Thank you.
Any comments before we close the public hearing? Attorney Kelty? Motion to close the public hearing, please.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
I mean, no, I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
No.
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 No, I'm sorry, this petition is denied. May I have a motion to adjourn? Yep, second, okay. Motion, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.